semua kita asah potensi diri. Janganlah berhenti raih prestasi. Bersiaplah hadapi kompetisi, berkreasi jadi yang terbaik. Namun tetap selalu tunjukkan sportivitas, persahabatan tetap yang utama. Oh, takkan menyerah. Oh, terus berjuang. Festival edukasi sekolah Angkasa, ayo siapkan diri untuk jadi juara, meraih segala impian, menggapai cita bersama Raizsa. Mari semua kita menggapai cita, jangan menyerah, terus melangkah. Mari semua kita asah potensi diri, janganlah berhenti raih prestasi. Oh, takkan menyerah. Oh, terus berjuang. Festival edukasi sekolah Angkasa, ayo siapkan diri untuk jadi juara, meraih segala impian, menggapai cita bersama Raizsa. Rintangan yang menghadang pasti bisa terlewati. Teruslah gapai bintang yang bertabur di angkasa. Festival edukasi sekolah Angkasa, ayo siapkan diri untuk jadi juara, meraih segala impian, menggapai cita. Festival edukasi sekolah Angkasa, ayo siapkan diri untuk jadi juara, meraih segala impian, menggapai cita bersama Raizsa.
Before we begin today's event, please allow us to share a few important announcements regarding today's activities. As follows: the final round of the Angkasa English Festival Speech Contest for senior high school and vocational school will be held today, Friday, November 14, 2025. During the activity, the host will position the participant's microphone in silent or mute mode. It is not permitted to record all or part of this broadcast without permission from the Yasarini Central Management. The final of the Angkasa English Festival Speech Contest for high school and vocational school can also be watched via stream on Yayasan Ardia Garini Pusat YouTube channel. Thank you! Please allow me to present today's agenda as follows. First, opening. Second, singing the national anthem Indonesia Raya. Third, prayers. Fourth, introduction of the judges. Fifth, preparation of speech text by the finalists. Sixth, performance of the Angkasa English Festival Speech Contest finalists for the senior high school and vocational school. Seventh, closing. Now, please allow us to begin the event. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan. Our highest respects to the Honorable Chairwoman of Yayasan Ardia Garini, Mrs. Isa M. Tony Haryono. The Honorable Daily Chairwoman of Yayasan Ardia Garini, Mrs. Dewi Teddy Riza Lihadi, along with the Central Board of Yasarini. The Honorable Judges of the Speech Contest for Senior High School and Vocational School. The Honorable Chairwoman of Yasarini Co-op Sutnas and Kodiklat AU, along with their members. The Honorable Chairwomen of Yasarini representatives of Kodau 1, Kodau 2, dan Kodau 3, along with their members. The Honorable Chairwomen of Yasarini branches across Indonesia, along with their board members. Our beloved and proud teachers and students of Angkasa School throughout Indonesia. Let us offer praise and gratitude to the presence of God Almighty. Because of His grace and blessings, we are still given health and the opportunity to take part in the Angkasa English Festival in the Speech Contest Competition branch for Senior High School and Vocational School, Friday, November 14th, 2025. On this occasion, please allow me, Jihana Rivalingga from SMP Angkasa Lanut Halim Perdana Kusuma, Jakarta. I am ready to guide you throughout today's event. To begin the program, let us sing our national anthem, Indonesia Raya. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. As a form of gratitude, let us pray according to our respective beliefs. The prayer will be led by Mr. Bowo. To Mr. Bowo, the time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Marilah sejenak kita bersama-sama mengangkat kedua belah tangan kita, memohon doa kepada Allah, Tuhan Yang Maha Kuasa, agar kegiatan acara pada siang hari ini diberkahi dan berjalan dengan lancar. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirrabbilalamin. Segala puji dan syukur marilah kita panjatkan kehadirat Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala atas segala limpahan rahmat, taufik serta hidayahnya, sehingga pada hari ini kita dapat berkumpul bersama dalam acara Final Round Speech Contest jenjang SMA dan SMK dalam keadaan sehat walafiat. Ya Allah ya Rahman, pada kesempatan ini kami memohon kehadirat dan pertolongan-Mu. Limpahkanlah rahmat dan berkah-Mu atas kegiatan yang kami laksanakan hari ini. Jadikanlah acara ini sebagai wadah untuk menumbuhkan semangat belajar, berkompetisi secara sehat, dan berkreasi dalam mengasah kemampuan serta keterampilan berbahasa. Ya Allah, Tuhan yang Maha Mengetahui, anugerahkanlah kepada para peserta kejernihan pikiran dan kemampuan terbaik dalam mengekspresikan potensi, bakat, dan kompetensinya. Berikanlah kepada para Dewan Juri kebijaksanaan dan keadilan dalam memberikan penilaian. Bimbinglah kami semua agar menjunjung tinggi kejujuran dan sportivitas. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azabannar. Walhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Mr. Bowo. Ladies and gentlemen, jalan-jalan dari Semarang, membawa Bandeng tanpa duri. Tak kenal maka tak sayang. Izinkan saya memperkenalkan Dewan Juri. Allow me to introduce the judges team for this afternoon's speech contest are: first, Dr. Christian Wayan Eka Budiartha, known as Mr. Eka. He is a lecturer from Sampoerna University in South Jakarta. Halo Pak.
Hey everyone.
Second, Miss Raizsa Annur M.Pd M.A., known as Miss Raizsa. She is an English teacher at Pradita Dirgantara Senior High School. Hello, Miss.
Hai, semangat semua.
Last but not least, Mr. Andre Noak, known as Mr. Noak. He is an English teacher at English First Indonesia. Hello, Mister.
Hello everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, the participants who will take part in the Angkasa English Festival Speech Contest consist of 48 senior high school and vocational school Angkasa students throughout Indonesia, and only 6 participants were selected to enter the final round. And here they are. First, we have Kak Ciara Quinsya Satria from SMA 1 Lanut Halim Perdana Kusuma, Jakarta. Halo Kak Ciara. How are you
Hello,
today?
Jiha. I'm doing good. Thank you.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Let's head on over to Yogyakarta with Kak Alvareza Rafa Pradita Sugiarto from SMKP AAG Adi Sucipto, Yogyakarta. Hai Kak Rafa. Best of luck today. We will move on to the next participant from the city of Concrete. KRM Muhammad Adi Satrio from SMA Angkasa 2 Lanut Halim Perdana Kusuma, Jakarta. Halo Kak Adi. How are you doing today? We will go on to the next participant from the city of students. Kak Muhammad Hamid Aashir from SMA Angkasa Lanut Adi Sucipto, Yogyakarta. Halo Kak Hamid.
Hello.
How are you today?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine.
That's amazing. The next participant is Kak Kaira Safwa Nugraha from SMA Angkasa 2 Lanut Halim Perdana Kusuma, Jakarta. Hai Kak Kaira,
Hello Jihan, hello everyone.
wish you all the best.
Thank you Jihan.
Last but not least, our next participant from Paris Van Java, Kak Mawar Sharon Cahya Ningkasi from SMA Angkasa Lanut Hussein Sastra Negara Bandung. Halo Kak Mawar,
Hello, Jihan.
how are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
That's amazing. In accordance with the technical guidance that we have carried out previously, the final round this afternoon will begin with the reading of the theme that has been determined by the judges, where the finalists must then prepare their speeches for 30 minutes and will later be presented in front of the judges. For the technical aspect and guiding the progress of the competition, we ask the head of the judges team to convey. To Mr. Eka, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Jihan. So, finalists, are you ready? I would like to read the competition's rules, and please pay attention on that. First, finalists will receive a new theme that will be displayed by the committee on the Zoom screen after this competition's rules have been read. Second, finalists must compose a speech text according to the newly given theme and record it using DU recorder. Third, the time allotted for completing manuscript is 30 minutes. At the 25th minute, a bell will sound as a warning that writing time is about to end. Fourth, after the finalist finishes writing the manuscript, the finalist must immediately download the manuscript and the DU recorder recording to their respective G drive and submit the G drive link to the G form link provided by the committee in the Zoom chat column. Fifth, finalists are given 10 minutes to submit the recording and speech text. Six, the committee will review all submitted recordings and manuscripts, and finalists will be invited to present in order of their text submission times. 7. Finalists are given 5 to 7 minutes to deliver their speech, and at the 6th minute, a bell will sound as a warning that the speech time is about to end. Finalists who speak for less or more than the allotted time will be penalized with a 5-point deduction. Then, the last one, the question and answer session will be last for 5 to 7 minutes, and at the 6th minute, a bell will sound as a warning that the question and answer time is about to end. These are no point deductions for the question and answer. Thank you, and good luck. Okay, so I think now the theme is being displayed. Okay, here is the theme. So, okay, everyone's ready? Okay, I will give you time. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, everyone, everything's okay. Yeah, good. Appreciate one job done. Now I will give you about 10 minutes to upload. So finalists, you have 10 minutes to submit your recording and speech text. Okay, from now. Okay, one questions from Raizsa. Go on, Raizsa, you want to say something?
Can you hear my voice?
Yes, I can hear you clearly. Yes, go on, Raizsa. We can hear you.
Can you repeat your question? I cannot hear the speaker properly in my device, so
You raise your hand. Maybe you have a question or something to say.
I just want to say good luck to the other contestant in the final of the speech competition today.
Okay, so there's no questions then. Okay, so we'll continue. Yeah, I thought that you got a questions then. Okay, we'll continue then.
Thank you.
Oke, Mawar. Oh, ya, Bu. Oh,
Okay, everyone. It's the time already, right? So, okay, for those who have submitted, congratulations. Smile a little bit. And I think the committee would like to review for some moment, 2 or 3 minutes for all your submissions then. Okay, we'll have some time for a while and later on come back to you. Okay, everyone, I just got the notes from the committee. Wow, this is tough indeed, yeah. But unfortunately, only 4 of you have submitted the manuscript, yeah. So your script and recording and speech text here. So the first actually Muhammad Adi Satrio, the second one is Muhammad Hamid Ashir, and the third is Khaira Safwa Nugraha, and the fourth is Alvareza Rafa Pradita Sugiarto. Well, little problem related to Kiara and Mawar. I'm sorry, because that actually means that you're not allowed to continue for the next stage for that, right? So only 4 of us, 4 of you actually will continue on this. Okay, so I will give it back to the MC to prepare for the next round, which is the presentations of your speech. Okay, Jihan, time is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Eka. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the committee has received all the speech text, and please make sure the link can be accessed for the judges. And now it is time for them to perform. The first participant who will be performing is KRM Muhammad Adi Satrio from SMA Angkasa 2 Halim Perdana Kusuma, Jakarta. Hai Kak.
Is that working? Okay.
Good luck on your speech.
Right, sorry. Need to adjust the camera for a bit. Right, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everybody. So, as we all know, mental health is actually it's quite a big issue among the current generation, and one of the biggest problems is coping with stress and anxiety. Now, stress and anxiety has long been a problem, but the current generation of young people are facing this in quite a different way to the older generations. So why is that? Well, let's talk about that. Hello everybody, my name is Muhammad Adi Satrio. I am from SMA Angkasa 2, Halim Perdana Kusuma. Before I continue onwards, I would like to thank you for being given the opportunity to stand here. So let's start, and let's start with the fact that we should acknowledge the fact that the current generation of young people that currently makes up for, I believe, 70 to 80% of the current population in Indonesia, they are facing this problem, and this quite huge problem. Now, most of the older generations, they are quite fixated in this older mentality called you might have seen it in a few cafes. It's definitely prominent. Keep calm and carry on. It's definitely prominent. Now, while it is true, unfortunately, we should be trying to start to acknowledge the fact that this is a huge problem. So, why is this a problem? Well, stress and anxiety is quite a huge problem among our current young generation. And that has led to some unfortunate circumstances in which these young generations, they are, well, how should I say this? They have been very unfortunately facing some harsh conditions. And this is a huge problem. However, we can fix that with one simple characteristic of the current young generation. As we all know, young people are famously very solid. They have very solid bonds across their friendship or just allianceship. This we can use to build upon. So what do I mean by build upon? Well, I do mean by building resilience. So what is resilience in this context? Well, resilience is basically being less fragile mentally. Now, currently, some young people, they're coping with stress and anxiety because they don't know how to face them any other way. And resilience can be used to face that. So I'll use a bit of an analogy. Let's just say anxiety and stress and depression and all the other mental health problems, let's just say they're the shields of the enemies, while being resilient and being, well, close with the bonds of friendship, that is the sword that pierces through the shields of enemy lines. That is an analogy I can use, but there are certainly other analogies. So what else can we do about this? Well, young people today, as I've stated previously, they're very, very close as friendship. The friendship bonds are very solid, and we can use this actually. We can use this to build upon. It's like brick by brick. We can build this very slowly. So, what else is there? Well, facing what's it called? Stress, anxiety, and depression. Other than being resilient, we should just try to support each other mentally. Now, it's sometimes just as simple as asking, "Wait, what's wrong with you?" or anything is up with you, or something. Or asking, "Why are you feeling down recently?" Or "Wait, why have you been silent these past few days?" And that is really, really simple. However, it can mean a lot to the people you're asking it to. So, to close out, being resilient is one of the few steps that we can use to try and avoid stress, anxiety, and depression. We can use that to cope it. And being resilient means we would have a much, much stronger generation of young people. And we would need that strong generation of young people for what is to come. We need that strong generation to face the future. And we can start building that future with building the foundation. And that is building the mentality. Building the mental foundation of these young people. Now, that is all from me. Thank you very much for listening and have a great day.
Okay, very good. It's really nice to hear you. How do you feel then, Adi Satrio? Yeah, how's the presentation? How's the preparation from the first when you go with the writing and until now? What do you feel so far?
I feel a bit. I feel alright. However, I do forget a bit of the script.
Okay. I really appreciate all your effort for this, yeah? Now
Thank you very much.
we'll start with the question and answers, and I would like to invite Miss Raizsa to start asking you some questions. Time is yours, Miss Raizsa.
Thank you, Mr. Eka. Hi, Adi.
Hello.
I really enjoy your speech. Thank you for sharing your critical thoughts about the topic. You talk about utilizing friendship to build resilience among teenagers. Share with me what an actionable strategy that you would like to propose to build teenagers' resilience in facing life challenges through friendships. Following up after asking how are they feeling today, just like your example before, what is the follow-up strategies, actionable strategies that you can do to manage a teenager stressful life challenges?
Thank you very much. So, as I've stated in my speech, you can start asking people, friends around you, to asking how they've been feeling recently, and that can be actually very simple, and that can actually connect back to the whole theme of resilience as being, having a very close bond with friendship can actually build resilience among the younger generation, and that can be as simple as asking how they've been feeling recently.
Okay. What if your friends actually doesn't want to open up? What would be the best strategy? Ready?
Oh no. Oh no.
Can you hear me?
Oh no. I do apologize. It appears my Zoom has bugged out. Oh, sorry. Thank you very much.
That's totally fine. That's totally okay. You are on right now, and I can hear you very clearly.
Thank you.
Yeah, so my follow-up question, what if your friends, they do not want to open up about their problem to you? How would you react?
Well, it's quite a unique problem. Indeed, it's quite a unique circumstance, and if if I ask them, are you okay? And they answer with, yeah, I'm okay. And I just ask them, are you quite sure you're alright? Then I kind of ask them to, oh, sorry, I do apologize. To tell them how's the life been going for the recent times.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing, Adi.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aika.
Thank you, Miss Raizsa. Now I would like to invite Mr. Nowak to give you some questions. Mr. Nowak, your time.
Hi, Adi. Great job,
Hello.
first off.
Thank you.
Great job. I think I really liked your use of the analogies in your speech. And also, I know, given the time constraints and the pressure, I think with all of it, you did a great job, nonetheless. Okay. My question, though, I kind of want to build upon the theme, because the theme is about the stress and anxiety. So my question for you is, what factors do you believe are influencing the stress and anxiety in young people?
Thank you. So there are a few factors that are influencing the current young generation, and one of them is family issues. These days, there are a lot of family issues that actually should have been a parental matter that are unfortunately handed down and basically handed down to their children. And this is quite tragic in my opinion, because parental issues should just be an adult matter. However, the children should just focus on building their mental health.
All right, great answer. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nowak. So, Adi, from me, I think your pacing is very excellent, and the way you deliver your speech is easy to follow, and that's fantastic, right? And I do have one question for you, because you talked about resilient, the key point, and you gave an examples about friendship bond in this case. Of course, then resilient is not always to do something for others, but something that also that you can do for your own in this case. For example, how to manage your emotional or your own emotional quotations in this case, problem solving, probably some related to growth mindset that you can feel. Now, my question is, what things that you consider something, well, I mean, the most important issue or something that you can do for your own in order to improve your strong mindset?
Thank you. So, one of the few things that can be done to myself is sometimes I do this often, asking whether I'm okay with the conditions I'm having right now. And if the answer is I'm content, then that's okay. However, if the answer is I'm not okay, I should try and do something about this, I do something about it. I kind of tell my friends what I've been experiencing lately, and even if they don't give me a solution, that at least gave me a place to basically vent all my frustrations.
Okay, thank you very much, Adi. So, well done. So now we'll go to the next candidate, the next finalist, and I would like to invite Jihan to announce that. Go on, Jihan.
Thank you, Mr. Eka. The first participant has finished. We will go on to the next. Kak Muhammad Hamid Ashir from SMA Angkasa Adi Sucipto, Yogyakarta. Hello, Kak.
Hi.
Are you ready to
Welcome,
deliver your speech?
Yes, I am actually.
Okay. The time is yours. Good luck.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I would like to talk about something that has been really bothering us students, and that is stress and anxiety. So first of all, I would like to ask you a question. Have you ever felt that the assignments, the work, and the expectation from all the people around you have been giving you stress and anxiety? So today, I would say that that is not something that should be negative. It can turn into something that is really positive. And how we can turn it into something positive is how we can learn how to control it. So myself, Muhammad Hamid Ashir from SMA Angkasa di Sucipto, I'm going to tell you how we can cope from stress and anxiety. Learning how to cope stress and anxiety can really help and build our character, as it can keep us calm during hardships, and it keeps our mind level-headed when people around us are panicking and rushing. By coping stress and anxiety, it makes us more decisive and be more logical during times of hardship. And for the things we can do is, first of all, we can do small, simple things and which we can turn into routines by going on a walk, or when we are stressed, we can take deep breaths to calm ourselves down, or do your favorite things such as your hobby, maybe watch a movie, read a book, play football, anything you like. That can keep us calm and makes us easier to cope with stress and anxiety. Secondly, many of us should really interpret this in our life, which is keeping a healthy lifestyle by getting enough sleep, eating healthy foods, and of course, by doing exercises. A small 30 minutes exercise would really calm yourself down, as our mind releases a chemical called endorphins, which makes us happier, and that can really helps us cope with stress. A small 30-minute push-up, maybe you can take a jog around the football field, or squats, any random stuff that can build up sweat, and releases that chemical, can really help you cope with your anxiety or even stress. Third, where we should be more resilient. By being resilient doesn't mean that you should work hard and give up when things doesn't go our way. No, being resilient means that we should never give up even when things go south, even when everything just end up and it doesn't end up in your expectation. You should keep pushing through. You should never give up. That's what being resilient means. So many people nowadays, they are afraid of being resilient because they care what other people think. You shouldn't really care what other people think. They're too busy about their own lives. So go buy the clothes you want, do whatever you want. It's your life, man. You should never really think what other people think. And so what that other people's they don't really take interest in what you are doing. It's your life. You should do whatever you want and don't really care about other people. And lastly, what can we do is by merging all of these routines together, by taking deep breaths, doing exercises, living your life to the fullest. That can really help us in coping our stress and anxiety. And if and all of that you can do by yourself, you can always ask for help. Asking for help isn't something that you should be afraid of. That is something you should be proud of. And having stress and anxiety, you can really release it by talking to your friends, family, or even your teacher or counselor. They can really give you advice on how to come above this problem of yourself. And this has been, I've really been seeing this around my school, that my friends are being stressed out by, lots of assignment, and right now we have upcoming exams. They're really been stressed out. So what they can really do is by starting up slowly, taking step by step. They can maybe study now and play later, and not really just sit there and procrastinate that how can I finish my assignments, how will I do in my exams. That's all of things they should really think. If they can't do it by themselves, you can always talk to a friend. Maybe he will share his experience to you, and you should do that to your friends as well. Whenever they come to you and they ask for help, you can always give them advice. And even if they don't really open up to you, you can just sit there and share your presence with them. So before I would like to end this speech, I would hope that everyone here is an optimistic person that never gives up and keep pushing through. And remember, just because a single page in your book doesn't mean the whole book isn't worth to read. I would like to say a quote from one of my favorite Bollywood movies, which is Kal Ho Na Ho, and it goes like, "Haso jio muskarao, kya pata kal ho na ho." And that means keep smiling, keep laughing, keep dancing. Who knows, will there be another tomorrow? So live your life to the fullest and always be happy. Thank you and have a lovely afternoon.
Okay, very good, Hamid. It seems that this is part of your your share. You share your own experience nicely, yeah, and part of all your life. And I'm really happy to hear that. Okay, now I would like to invite again Miss Raizsa to give you questions and probably some comments on that. Miss Raizsa, time is yours.
Thank you, Pak Eka. Hi, Hamid.
Hello, ma'am.
Wow, that was a very thoughtful and engaging approach to the topic. Excellent, very nicely delivered.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, I want to ask you a question. As a peer teenagers, how can we detect early signs of mental health issues in teenagers? And what is the best strategy for a classmate, for example, to successfully connect with a friend who is showing them? Share with me your thought.
So my answer would be that the early signs that I have personally seen in my class, which my friend, he would usually be more quiet than he would usually be, and sometimes he would always keep his head down and never really talk to anyone. So what I've seen that me personally and my friends would do is we would always ask how is his life going, and even if he just say, oh, I'm fine, we would just come around him during lunchtime and just sit and eat with him, even though we don't say anything, and we just want him to feel reassured that we are there for him, so he doesn't be that much stressed about his life and be more open. And that strategy usually works. The next day he comes, he becomes more happier, or by the end of the day he becomes more lively and more energetic. And that's my answer.
That is very thoughtful of a friend. Thank you for your answer. Back to you, Pak Eka.
Thank you, Miss Raizsa. Now I would like to invite Mr. Nowak to give you some questions. Go on, Mr. Nowak.
Hi, Hamid. How are you doing after all of the intense preparation for this?
Alhamdulillah, sir, I am feeling very well.
Yeah, very well. Good. I thought your speech was excellent. Your delivery and pacing was very good. I also thought you had a lot of content in your speech, and it was very well structured how you were going firstly, secondly, thirdly. My question for you then is not actually based on the content. I just want to know more in general. What was the most challenging thing you encountered while preparing this speech?
The most challenging thing was how to structure the speech properly so I can really be more relatable to the audience or to the judges in general, and how can I relate it to my personal life. And I wanted to deliver something that my friends or even the people who are watching can do in their life. Something simple, not really something really hard like going to a vacation or something, just something simple like doing exercises, and that was my main goal in preparation of this speech.
All right, thank you. So maybe one more question then, since you said you wanted people to take something away from it. Once again, can you re-emphasize what that most important takeaway is?
The most important takeaway from my speech is I would like that people to not really give up when things doesn't go their way. I know that life gets tough. I personally felt that because I used to move around a lot of places and I broken many friendships and I used to get down, and the only thing that helped me was by doing exercises and reading comics. So, and by usually doing that, I would connect to more people online and even offline in school by sharing my interest with them. So I would like the audience to never really give up and always be more open about their interest, and don't be afraid to express yourself in front of others. That's my answer.
All right. Those are some good words of wisdom. Thank you, Hamid.
Thank you, sir.
Hamid, it's really good. Thank you, Mr. Nowak, for the questions then. So I also enjoy like what the judges mentioned, Miss Raizsa and Mr. Nowak, telling you about the one that you presented before, especially the call to action also, which is very good. But one thing that I'm interested, you mentioned about endomorphin hormone. Can you tell us a little bit, what do you know more about that?
Actually, I've heard this explained by my biology teacher, that when we work out, we release this chemical like dopamine, endomorphin, and other hormones that helps us in growth and keeps our body active. And I've also personally experienced that whenever I'm stressed, I usually work out or go for a run, and by being all sweaty and taking a cold shower, I would be more refreshed and more relaxed. And those chemicals really be more helpful, because sometimes, or maybe nowadays, we have seen more kids that are stressed. They would like to take drugs, they would like to smoke cigarettes, and they would get addicted because they contain nicotine. And rather than taking chemicals like nicotine, you can just produce your own chemicals like dopamine or endomorphin to keep you away from stress and be more, be more healthy.
Okay, fantastic. So thank you very much, Hamid. It's really good for you. And now would like to continue for the next finalist, and I'll give it back the time to the MC. Jihan, time is yours.
Thank you again, Mr. Eka. Okay, the third participant is Kak Khaira Safwa Nugraha from SMA Angkasa 2 Halim Perdana Kusuma, Jakarta. Halo Kak.
Halo Jihan, hello everyone.
Yeah, best of luck ya Kak.
Thank you.
The time is yours.
Okay, honorable judges, respected audience, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, standing here in final round of Angkasa English Festival, it's truly like a blessing. I'm beyond grateful for this opportunity to learn, to speak, and to grow through this meaningful competition. Secondly, may salawat and salam always be delivered to our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who has brought us from the darkness of ignorance to this brightness of knowledge and faith. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, also I would like to thank to the judges for organizing such an inspiring event named Angkasa English Festival, where students like me can express our thoughts and our feelings and speak English with confidence. Okay, before I continue, I would like to ask you something. Okay, guys, have you ever felt like everything was just too much? Or maybe your mind was just tired and you're heavy, and your heart was heavy. If you ever felt that way, then this topic exactly is for you. Okay, before I begin, I would like to introduce myself first. My name is Raizsa, and I'm from Angkasa 2 High School, standing here to deliver my speech entitled How to Building Resilience and How We as Young People Can Reduce Stress and Anxiety and How We Can Cope them with Courage and Empathy. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, whether the topic is about resilience, mental health, and how we as young people can reduce stress and anxiety, how can we handle it in this generation? As we all know, every generation faces its kind of challenge. Like, it's not only about academic pressure or the future, but it's only about emotional well-being and our mental health. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, when we talk about how we building resilience and how reduce stress and anxiety, I have 3 things that we can do. First, it's awareness. How we as young people can acknowledging our emotions, even the painful ones. Second, there are connection. No one should face their problems alone. Like, you can talk to your friends and listen to them without judging, and say a simple message to a people like, hey, are you okay? Or like, hey, I'm here for you. It can mean more than you think. Third, balance. In this age of technology and balance and ambitious, we can turn technology into a source that we can handle our emotional well-being and how building resilience. According to 2022 that I know, according to 2022 is about how we building resilience in BMC Public Health. Researchers found that a peer support group and a good connection to school life, it can reduce youth of stress and anxiety. Okay, the 3 things that I said before that is connected to resilience. Resilience is not always about never feeling breaking. Like I said in my first speech, I have a song that titled Raizsa. In this topic, I would like to bring the song entitled Brave by Sarah Bareilles. The song is like this. Say what you wanna say and let the world fall down. Honestly, I wanna see you be brave. Okay, this song reminds us that speaking up about what you feel, even when it's scary, even when you feel nervous, or even when life feels heavy, but you can standing up again after falling. So, whatever the theme, whatever the challenge that you faces now, remember, as youth, we have power. We have power to turn pain into purpose. We have power to turn fear into faith. We have power to turn struggle into strength. Thank you guys for your kind attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.
Khaira, your voice is good, yeah? You love singing, I believe?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Fantastic, yeah? And also, yeah, I can see that confident in delivering your speech here, but again, would like to hear some questions also from the judges. Now, I'd like to invite Miss Raizsa again to start with her questions. Miss Raizsa, time's yours.
Baik, Kak. Hi, Khaira.
Hi, Miss.
Your confidence definitely shines through your performance. I really love
Thank you
your
so much, Miss.
I have a very simple question actually. I just want to know what kind of help do teenagers expect to get from your surrounding adults in facing life crisis? You may specifically mention about teachers or parents.
Okay, thank you so much for the question, Miss. In my opinion, how we can build healthy, I'm sorry, can you repeat?
I just want to know what kind of help do teenagers expect to get from your surrounding adults in facing your life crisis or facing your stress and anxiety?
Okay, thank you so much. As teenagers, in my opinion, and surrounding parents or adults or our teacher is, I think it's good if I think I can put example in school, I guess. Okay, in school we have teacher, and teacher can open a counseling programs where students and teenagers can open their problems with teacher that it's very impactful on teenagers' life. And in my opinion, it's very important to adults, to parents, to teachers for handling mental health teenagers like us.
Okay, so you all teenagers just want to be heard by the surrounding adults and facilitated, not being judged, correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Miss.
Back to you.
Thank you, Miss Raizsa. Okay, now again, I'll give the opportunity to Mr. Nowak to ask you some questions. Go on, Mr. Nowak.
Hi, Kara. Great job, first of all. How do you feel after that?
I'm feeling very nervous, but
It's okay. Don't worry. Given the time constraint, you did a great job, okay?
thank you so much, Mister. But I always
No
try
wor-
my best for this because it's a very huge opportunity for me to learn and to grow.
Yeah. What tools did you actually use in your preparation for this? Was it just Google or?
The tools that for my preparation is I read a journal and I read some articles in Google that helps me to make my speech.
Yeah, I wanted to ask because you used the statistics in your speech, you gave the fact, and I thought that was very clever. Good job on that. Also, I thought your structure overall was really well organized. But my question, I guess, will be about, you said there were 3 things to building resilience. So I want to touch upon the first one, the awareness factor. In your opinion, what are some things a young person needs to do, or like some first steps they need to acknowledge that awareness? Is it reaching out to someone? Like, what do you think it is?
Yes. In my speech, I mentioned in first point that awareness. And in my opinion, awareness is very important because if we as young people, as teenagers, as youth, we have so much expectations from everywhere. And in my opinion, we have to trust ourselves first. So in others' opinion, it not more be measured by, I'm sorry, in my opinion, our value is not measured by others. So I think it's very important to awareness as youth and to trust ourselves first.
All right, thank you for that.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, Mr. Noah. Kara, I also listened that you mentioned according to 2022. Is that kinds of sources or something?
Yes, it's
usually that according
that I
to
read.
someone, right? It's not according to a year then. So what is it? Is that an article or?
Yes, it's an article that I read.
Okay.
So it's according in 2022 in the MC Public Health.
Usually then when you say according to the author of the article, right? But okay, yeah, with the short, as I said, also Mr. Nowak mentions about the short preparations in this case will also lead to kinds of like a challenge for you. Final questions, maybe balance. You mentioned the last one, balance, and then what do you do in order to go with your balance in this case for the three things that you have to pay attention of?
Okay, the third point is balance. In age of ambitious and challenge and technology, I think it's very important for us to have a balance because balance is everything to me. And it doesn't mean we doing something less, but it's important to us to know our limits and and have sorry.
Yeah, okay. I think the times is almost up, but appreciate, you try to kinds of like explain that with all what you have got before then. Okay, thank you very much, and I'll give it back the time to the MC for the next finalist. Thank you, Kel.
Thank you, Mr. Eka. All right, the third participant has finished. We will move on to our next participant, Kak Alvareza Rafa Pradita Sugiarto from SMKP AAG Adi Sucipto Yogyakarta.
Hello, Jack. Hello.
Yeah. Best of luck.
Excuse me, maybe you're in the wrong because my camera angle is it's actually not in here.
Oh. Oh, hold on. Please hold on.
Yeah, take your time. It's okay.
Okay.
That's the right one. Love it.
Okay, please go ahead. The time is yours.
All right. Thank you, Jihan. Okay, let's start. Bismillah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan. Good morning, everyone, honorable judges, respected teachers, and my beloved friends. Thank you for giving me a chance to participate in Angkasa English Festival speech competition as a finalist. Have you ever wondered what resilience is, or how to build a resilience itself? And so today, I would like to give you a speech about how to build a resilient for student. Before that, allow me to introduce myself first. Hi, my Alvareza Rafa Pradita Sugiarto from SMK Penerbangan Angkasa Yasarini Adis Cipto, Yogyakarta. Without waiting any longer, let's start today's speech. So, what is resilience? Why is resilience really important for students, teenagers nowadays? So we carry a lot of weight every day. We carry in the weight of school assignment, expectation, and so much more. Having a resilience is really important for students because we carry that all the heavy weight every day, every time, 24/7. Having a good resilience is important as something that we call it maybe our mental health or our anxious, something like that. But having a good resilience is the most important thing because without having a good resilience, you can be feeling anxious. So it's really important to have a good resilience because yes, some people maybe without a good resilience can be really anxious and feels like he's different than the others. And actually, building a resilience as a student or teachers is really easy because building resilience is really easy for some people or maybe it's hard for some people, but it depends on the person. Let me give you a simple story about this one student who maybe can't get up from his comfort zone. So the story is he's not good in English. It's really hard to speak in English, even a single word. But one day, he getting up from his comfort zone. For what? Of course, to learn an English. It's interesting, right? But with that small movement that get your comfort zone can be change everything. So from that day, he's learning English day after day after day, every time, every night. He's learning English until in one day he can speak English fluently. He even participate in Angkasa English Festival now. Maybe you can guess it who it is. Building resilience is actually really easy for us. It's not a hard thing. But for some people it's hard. Maybe they face a struggle. But in today's speech, I would like to tell you the tips for building your resilience. First, like I said earlier, get up from your comfort zone. That one movement is really important for the step. Second one, never compare yourself to the others. Comparing yourself gonna make everything worse. Make you feeling more anxious. Like you keep thinking, why am I the different one? Like the same as them, or why am I the different one in here? The third one is do whatever you like. Remember, nobody's gonna judge you about that, and just feel free, feel confident to do it. That three things can build a good resilience, but not instantly. But with consistency, we can make sure that we can make a good resilience. And so today, building a resilience is really important for us. Building a resilience is not hard for us. Really easy, but it depends on yourself. So, building a resilience is really easy for us, and maybe everyone can do it. Every one of us can do it. Actually, building a resilience is really easy, but the one who makes it hard is you. But trust me, with consistency and effort, we can make a good resilience. Maybe that's all for my speech. And my final message is, never compare yourself to the others. It's gonna make the thing worse. Thank you for listening. Let me close this speech with a quote. If you want to climb the highest mountain, you must know its strength. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoy my speech today. Let me close this speech right now. Angkasa English Festival, dream big, shine bright. Thank you. And in case I didn't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Santi Santi. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Raizsa. Wow, you're so confident in delivering that, right? Amazing.
Thank you.
Now, as usual, I would like to invite again Miss Raizsa to ask you one or two questions. Miss Raizsa, time is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Eka. Hi, Alpha Reza. How should I call you? Alpha Reza? Alpha Reza.
You can call me Raizsa. That's fine.
That's fine. Okay. Your speech was very energetic. And
Thank you so much.
Congratulations for reaching this final round.
Thank you.
And also thank you for sharing your inspiring experience of someone who used to be very shy and now be the finalist for an English speech competition.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Based on that experience, Reza, how can you effectively handle setbacks experience after failing to achieve a certain goal in your life? While we aim to build resilience, setbacks or failure can sometimes have the opposite effect. What strategies can you share for facing failures and setbacks after facing hardship in life?
Okay, that's a nice, really question. Then I've been on situation maybe like a year ago. So my strategy to face all of that is let me tell you about my story. I failed a lot. I compete in some competition and I failed. But now I have a mindset that life must go on, and don't ever stop doing what things you like, because if you stop, it's not going to change everything. So the strategy is focus is what in front of you and never look back on the fail. Maybe that's the strategy from me, because I always use strategy when I failed.
I really like the spirit. Thank you, Reza. Back to you, Paika.
Pleasure.
Thank you, Miss Raizsa. Now, I'd like to give the opportunity to Mr. Nawak to ask some questions. Time is yours, Mr. Nawak.
Hi, Raizsa. Great job. Excellent delivery, I'd like to
Thank
say.
you.
I really liked how you had leading questions at the start of your speech. You were giving us something to think about. I thought that was very strong. As well, I liked how you used yourself as an example of someone who has built resilience. My question, though, I just want to touch a bit more on the theme, since it was also addressing stress and anxiety. How do you believe stress and anxiety factor into someone's ability to build resilience?
Okay, how does stress and anxiety affect to someone to build a resilience?
Yeah.
There's a fun. Before in this competition, I'm getting really nervous. Maybe I'm a bit stressed because I have to prepare the speech and deliver judges. But yeah, it's really affecting, because when the stress keeps coming, I cannot prepare from the speech, and it's really hard for me to think or even make a script. But there's my mindset, because I have to look what in front of and never look back. And so I throw that stress on the trash bag, and I focusing on my next things to do, because that's the best way. And the point is, stress and anxiety is really affect to build a resilience, because if you have that heavy mind, or you think about something that uncomfortable, or you are stressed, it's really hard to do anything. And something like building your resilience, it's going to be really hard to do if you're having that stress and anxiety. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nawak. Raizsa, I also have one question to you, right? So,
Yes.
I mean, when you mentions about comfort zone, and these terms is very common among young people like you. Now, what do you think is the biggest challenge to to cope with this comfort zone, and what kinds of comfort zone that may be kinds of like not benefiting, well, not good for young people like you?
All right. Thank you for the question, Mr. Eka. So the most challenging things to cope this getting up from our comfort zone. Yeah, that's a really good question. So the most challenging is not something on us, but in us. our daily life can affect it from in all of that, because our daily life can change everything, like getting up from my comfort zone or maybe doing something new is going to be really hard and a lot of more challenge. But this more challenge our daily life. If our daily life is something like we only sleep, play game and repeat, that's not going to change everything. And it comes back to our mindset. Mindset is the most important thing that we can have to do something or change something of us. So the most challenging is not something like someone who's bothering us or something in front of us, but it's ourselves. It's really the challenge. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Raizsa. Okay, thank you also for your good performance. Yeah. Now I would like to tell what you call it kinds of announcement for the two finalists, Kiara and Mawar, who got a kinds of like a technical problem a little bit just now. So that's why then they submitted the transcript more than the time being given. So after what you call it discussing and then with the plenum meeting and finally decided, Kiara and Mawar are allowed to continue to present today, but because of the what you call it the lateness, there are some consequence. So Kiara will be deducted 5 points because of late or being late about 3 minutes, and Mawar will be deducted 10 points after being late for 6 minutes. But all two of you will be considered or will be allowed to present. Okay, so be ready. Now I'll give back to Jihan, the MC, to announce the next finalist. Go on, Jihan.
Thank you, Mr. Eka. The fourth participant
Raizsa.
has finished. We will move on to our fifth participant, Kaciara Quincia Satria from SMA Angkasa 1 Halim Perdana Kusuma, Jakarta. Halo Kak.
Hello, Jihan.
Good luck ya Kak.
Okay, thank you.
The floor is yours.
If students were devices, I think that we'd be the latest models. We'd be fast, flexible. We'd be programmed with the ability to multitask. But unfortunately, the system that we are working in, it still acts like an ancient computer that freezes when you open 2 tabs at once. Oops, at once. Then, when students tend to lag or freeze or overheats, some people tend to say such things like, "Oh my gosh, kids these days are so weak." But that is not true. We are not weak. We are running a problem. We are running a modern problem in an outdated setting. And because of that, I want you to think about this. When computers lag, freeze, or overheats, people don't tell it to believe in itself, right? Instead, what we do is we check the workload. We remove the tabs that could have caused the lagging. We update the softwares. But how come when it comes to us students, when we lag, when we freeze, and when we overheat, it
becomes personality. That is when I read something that actually explains why I am here standing today. Ladies and gentlemen, honorable judges, respected teachers, and my fellow friends. My name is Kiara Quincia Satria, and just like many other students, I've come to realizing that just because I feel anxious and overwhelmed at times does not mean that I'm incapable of doing some things. Instead, it has come to my realizing that it means that the world that I'm living in right now was not designed for the world that I'm going to grow up in. Their weakness, we as youngsters, called we as young students tend to notice these glitches before other people do. We are the ones that lives in the system every day. We feel constant pressure, constant comparisons, stacked of deadlines, and the lack of stress, the lack of rest. But just because we as young people adapt fast, it does not mean that we can change the whole system by ourselves. Now this is where the school roles play an important role. By not doing everything, but by doing a few right things. First, the school can try to recheck their background apps that they give to their students. More assignments does not always mean deepened learning. Instead, more assignments lead to draining energy. If the school prioritizes quality over quantity, not only the students will learn more, but the students will also stress less. Another powerful thing that can be changed is how the teacher communicates. And as students, we mostly do not need a personal therapy session with our teachers. But what we do need is some teacher saying, let's change this, or tell me what you find difficult in this. Small acts of care goes a long, long way. And last, the school can train a program of peers to peers, where students to students, where students who have the ability to listen will notice the earlier signs of stress, and in that way, the students could help and guide the students to a proper help. Ladies and gentlemen, these small acts make the whole system feel less heavy, because in the end, mental health is not about fixing students. Students are not the issue here. The environment is outdated, and it needs to catch up with the world that we are living in. We are not the glitch. We are the update. Thank you.
Okay, Ciara, thank you very much for your presentations. What do you feel?
I feel quite regretful because I forgot some parts of my speech.
Okay, I know that's a bit short preparations for that, then, right? But yeah, appreciate for all your good work. Now I'd like to invite Miss Raizsa, as usual, to ask you the first questions. Miss Raizsa, time is yours.
Thank you so much. Hi, Ciara.
Hello, Miss.
I really enjoy your speech, and I love the metaphor that you use to compare overwhelmed human mind to leggy computer. I think that is very clever of you.
Thank you so much.
Good content also about some advice that you give to school to support students to not overly stressful. My question is, do you have any ideas for developing a mental health awareness community in your school? And what kind of activities come to mind?
Okay, so at first, our school have student council. So this organization could help the school to engage more in the students' personal lives regarding of mental health. One of the cases is the student council could go around to each class and tell the students to film a prepared Google form that where the students can convey all their worries or their aspirations regarding the school. And some other options is that we have a counseling team in our school. If the students have some worries or things that they want to let out, the consuls team are also always very open to reach out for the students.
That is very actionable and doable strategy. Thank you so much for sharing. Back to you, Mike.
Thank you, Ms. Raizsa. Now, I'd like to invite Mr. Noak to give questions. Mr. Noak, time's yours.
Hi, Kira. I'd like to say great job, first of all. I thought your speech was extraordinarily well written, given the time constraint of the challenge. And honestly, you had a lot of things in here that were very thought-provoking. So my question, I actually want you to elaborate on one of the lines. You said, "It means that the system I'm in was not designed for the kind of world I'm growing up in." Can you tell me a bit more what you mean by that?
So we live in a modern world where social media affects us, our generation, my generation. But the people who grows us are not so familiar with the kind of concept that we live in, that we are surrounded in. So when we feel overwhelmed, anxious, when anxiety strikes us, the adults, they tend to overlook us. They tend to say that in their generation, they have faced a lot more serious problems and that we actually have it pretty easy now. So we get discriminated. And that is what I mean by the text that I've written in my script.
All right. Thank you for that answer.
Thank you, Mr. Noak. Chara, I'm also interested with what you have mentioned before. It's about checking background apps or checking background acts. Which one is correct?
Oh, like background apps.
Oh, background apps.
Yeah.
So how is it related to assignment that you mentioned afterwards then?
So, what I actually mean by checking background apps is the school reviews back the assignments, the tests that they give to the students. So, the school focuses more on the actual schoolwork that can improve their knowledge instead of wasting their time. So it's actually a metaphor.
Okay, thank you very much. Fantastic. Okay, very good. Now, would like to continue to the last but not the least of the finalists. But before that, I will give it back to the MC, Jihan.
Lupa banget tadi.
Isinya tuh extraordinary. Even
Thank you, Mr. Eka. Last but not least, our sixth participant, Kak Mawar Sharon Cahyaningsih from SMA Angkasa Hussein Sastra Negara Bandung. Halo Kak.
Hello.
We wish you luck.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. The time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan. Good afternoon for all the judges. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Sharon Cahyaningsih. I'm from SMA Angkasa Hussein Sastra Negara. Now I'm here because I want to deliver a little of my speech. They're talking about some that many young people should have skills. So what is that skills? That skills is like resilience. Resilience is like breaking the silence and start to talk openly to the other people, like our best friends, our family, and to our teachers. So stress and anxiety was a common challenges that affect many young people in this era especially. Whether it's like school pressures and many homework from teachers and family problems at home, like the divorced parents and the high expectations from the parents to the future, and a global influence like the social media. So those feelings can sometimes to us feel so overwhelming because of problems. And the good news is that the resilience is not something we're just born with it. So can we, the young people, facing the problems? There are simply ways to young people to facing the problems like and help themselves. The first one is like talking openly to the others. Like when we have problems, we should start talking openly to the others, like our best friends, immediate family, and the counselor teachers. Like for example, at school, when I feel so stressed or anxiety because there are many homework that I usually talk to my friends that, and I tell her like I feel so stressed because there were so many homework that I can't manage that smoothly. And after that, my friends told me to talk to the consular teacher. And then I talked to the consular teacher, and the consular teacher told me to have to do the assignment at a time, but not in a rush. Second is build strong connection is vital. Why is it vital? Because connection is like us talk to the others, like to the other parents or friends or teachers that can give us a support system and advice and solutions about our problems. Like, for example, in my bad experiences, at first 10th grade in high school, I feel like so stressed because I don't have many friends at first, but I only have two friends. And the two friends see the difference because I'm lack of energy, feel so lazy along school, and I want to talk to them. And they just start to talk to me. Like, how are you feeling today? Are you having some problem? You can tell us. But at first, I don't want to tell them because I don't want them to judge me. But after 1 week, they always talk to me. I start to trust them. And I start to talk to them about my problems. And they give me solutions and advice that I can also solving that problems, but not in stress state. And finally, accepting change, what we can feel is not a shameful idea, but that is a feel afraid from our problems and from ourselves that can make us feel different and sounds like that can make us unique. And so in conclusions, building connections and powerful minds that can make us to manage that stress and anxiety smoothly without us being self-harm and to others. And that can, in that way, merciful, that can release our stress, like drawing, singing, and make a short story that can release our stress and anxiety for a moment, and after that, the anxiety and stress can be healed all over. So that was my speech for today. Thank you for all judges who was listening to my speech for today. And have a good day. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mawar. Yeah, it's really nice to listen for your speech, even though you have some, well, I mean, that issues a little bit now, but at the end, you deliver that confidently, nicely. Okay, now would like to learn from Miss Raizsa for some questions. Miss Raizsa?
Thank you. Mawar, The last but not the least, definitely participant for today. Thank you for sharing such a confident and engaging speech. I would like to address, actually to ask, of all the excellent strategies that you mentioned, which one do you think is the hardest for teenagers to start? And what advice for them to overcome that initial resistance? Because we know that oftentimes they are hesitant to open up. They are afraid of the stigma surrounding mental health. What advice can you give to them to encourage teenager with mental health issue to bravely seek help?
Okay, yes. Let me answer your questions. My approach for the problems with young and cool is like you're not weak. Your failure is not shameful. Your failure is you should do learning from the failure to the future that can be bright for you.
Okay. Thank you, Mawar.
Thank you, Janice.
Thank you very much, Miss Raizsa. Now I'd like to invite Mr. Nowak to ask some questions. Mr. Nowak?
I'm is it Matwab?
Yes.
Oh, okay, sorry. Great job, first of all. I thought your delivery was quite good. It also sounded very personal. My question for you was, what type of teams can a person join to build connections, and how is this effective in building resilience?
Sorry, sir, can you repeat your question?
Yeah, you talked about building connections being vital, and then you gave the example of joining teams. So, what teams, for example, do you think a person can join? And then, how would that help in building resilience?
Okay, joining team is, for example, at school, there are many extracurricular that so many students can joining one each from the extracurricular. For example, I'm joining a singing extracurricular, and when I'm joining that extracurricular, I feel so nervous at first. But I try to talk openly to the others, to my friends, and to the teacher that is singing. And after that, I talk openly to them. I start to trust them, and every day I talk to them and say hi when I see them around school.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nawak. Mawar, now it's my turn to ask one questions for you. Talking about building support system, I think this is very crucial indeed to to help you with the resilience itself. Then, what do you think is the biggest challenge for building support system?
The most challenges while building a support system is when someone don't want to talk to the others feel so struggle to talk to them because the person itself don't want to talk openly to. But I have friends like that. At first, she didn't want to tell or talk to me about problems. But every day I talk to her, say hi to her, and slowly give her a solution because I already see that sign she has a problem. And after that, after especially 1 month, she finally trusts me and she wants to talk about me about all her problems. And I've been a good listener for her and give her a solution for her that she will do the solutions. And the solution I give her that is work for her. Like for example, is her problem is like her love relationship and problems at home. I give her a solution that you should find another love, another like friends or another boyfriends because her relationship is so toxic. And after that, she immediately broke up with her boyfriend, and she don't want to have a relationship like this time. And for the problems at family, her problem is her parents were divorced. She feels so miserable and stressed because the parents was forced. I give her solutions. If you need to, like someone to listening to your problems, I'm here for you because you can trust me about all your problems. And she talked to me every day about her problems, and she don't feel painful about her problems to me.
Okay, so that's building support systems with your friends at school, right? So, but actually, then you can start that also from home, from your parents, also from you mentioned the teachers and also counselors. That's also another support system. Okay, Mawar, fantastic. So I think I am very happy also. Three of us also very happy to witness your presentations. Congratulations once again. Yeah, and now I would like to give it back to the MC. Ihan?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Eka. Wow, such amazing speeches that we have heard today. All right, ladies and gentlemen who have joined this program, and also the finalists who we are proud of. All the finalists have finished delivering their speeches in front of the judges. And now we will listen to the judges. I'm sure they will have advice to say about the speech that all the finalists have performed earlier. Please welcome Mr. Eka, Ms. Raizsa, and Mr. Noak. The time is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone. First of all, I would like to say congratulations once again for all your good performance. Now, the preparations, what you have done, something that you have been working with a short time, I really appreciate with the results that you got. Okay, now would like to kind of like listen some comments or probably, a little story related to these competitions from the judges, and then probably the last one will be from me later on. I would like to give the opportunity first for Miss Raizsa to start. Miss Raizsa, go on.
Thank you. I just would like to appreciate all the participants. Excellent work, everyone. You did a great job with it, a very limited time constraint. And as we know, this is competitions. We cannot make everyone as winners, but everyone is winners on their own. Your hard work, your experience is the most important thing that you can learn from. It's not about the medal, it's about the experience. So bravo for everyone. Whatever the reasons, whatever the result is, you should be proud of yourself. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Raizsa. Now I'd like to invite Mr. Noak to give his comments. Mr. Noak?
Yeah, once again, great job, everyone. I think, especially given the 30 minutes, it's not a lot of time at all. You all did a great job. I thought as well your speeches were very well structured, good intros, bodies, conclusions. I honestly wasn't expecting it because of the time constraint. So again, kudos to you guys, great job. Only thing in terms of the English delivery, maybe the pronunciation in some cases you can work on a bit better. There was some times where I had trouble understanding certain words, so I had to listen a bit closer to understand. But overall, I thought, given the time, you guys did an excellent job.
Thank you, Mr. Noak. And everyone, once again, congratulations. And also appreciate for all support from the teachers, from all the people around you. From me also, I kind of like appreciate all the effort you made and also the good things. I know, for example, when we talked about speech, the most crucial or the most that people pay attention a lot is actually how can you grab the readers or the audience attention. So thinking of the audience, come up with the keywords, and then, that explain for that further with some good pace, and also good explanations and also content. But I think through more practices and also learning, I believe then what you have done, what you have studied today will be better. And I'm sure that in the future, many of you will become good speakers and also good with your English also. So once again, congratulations, and also thank you very much for all the participants, all the support system who have been working a lot behind all of you. Thank you, and I'll give it back to Jihan.
Thank you very much, Mr. Eka, Ms. Raizsa, and Mr. Noak. Well, it looks like we have reached the end of the event. Thank you so much for all of the finalists. Good job to all kakak-kakak finalists. It's amazing on how you all could make such incredible speeches in only 30 minutes. We would also like to say thank you for all of the judges, Mr. Eka, Miss Raizsa, and Mr. Noak. We would like to say thank you for all Angkasa English Festival team, Miss Eggy, Miss Linda, and Miss Yuyun, Mr. Bo, and all the IT team that I cannot mention one by one. Okay, the speech contest competition results will be announced on the closing ceremony of FESA 2025. Thus, the Angkasa English Festival Speech Contest for Senior High School and Vocational School this afternoon has finished. I am Jihan as Master of Ceremony and the entire committee. We sincerely apologize if there were anything unpleasant. Before we close this event this afternoon, please let me share a pantun for you all. Beli teh manis di kantin sebelah. Sambil ngobrol tak terasa lama. Speech contest selesai sudah, tapi semangat tetap menyala. Bertumbuh dan berkarya bersama Yasarini, bersama Angkasa, jayalah Nusantara. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, Shalom, Om Santi, Santi, Santi Om. Goodbye everyone.